So before I get into this video, I went from this to this within 3 months. So now you can buy my course for a one-time price of $197, and you can find it in the link below. And this offer stays for 3 hours only, so get yours.
Hey, don't worry, I don't have a course. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just wanted to make a funny intro for the video, and now let's get into the real video. Today I want to talk about how I made this crazy transformation. I went from this to this. And I was very proud of myself because of doing this. I always used to see YouTube influencers and fitness people doing crazy transformations, and I always wanted to do one myself. And I always wanted to get in a better shape and a very good shape. So I did that. And what was the context? The story was in the beginning of the pandemic. When everything was starting to shut down, there was a lot of uncertainty, and I was really stressed. So I started stress eating, and I tried to not eat that much, but I stress ate for some time and gained a lot of fat. And my weak point was cookies, so I guess some of you can understand that. So I gained some weight, and I gained a lot of weight, and one day when I looked at myself at the mirror, I felt so embarrassed that I let myself go. And I knew that I could get back because I have always been active, and making changes wasn't too hard for me, but at the same time I felt very embarrassed. So much so that I didn't have the courage to take a picture of myself at that time. So when I show you a before picture, it is not actually a before picture or a starting point picture. The before picture I took over here is actually a picture I took after losing a few pounds. I took 2 weeks and I lost some water weight, and I felt okay, maybe I can take a picture right now. It was that bad for me. So I started doing the weight loss journey, and I am an extremist to my own fault. So I cut my calories in almost half. I cut from 3,000 calories to under 2,000 calories, and to the lowest I went was 1,600 calories. At first I was having amazing results. I felt great because I was off the junk, and as I was getting close to my goal, things started getting super crazy. The hunger came back with a vengeance. It would not go away no matter how much I ate. And some days I gave in because it felt so, it really consumed me, the hunger, every minute. So some days I gave in and I ate a lot, but the hunger didn't go away for some reason, and it was astounding. It was mind-blowing for me. So to mitigate that, I increased the frequency of how much I worked out. I increased my cardio, but it was just way too much work, and I was unable to understand what was going on. And this is when I started researching more and learning more. And then I realized I fucked up my hunger hormones. I pushed my body so hard that my body is rebelling right now. And this is the reality that no one talks about. And I have found only a few YouTubers, a few fitness people talking about it, and only a handful of people talking about eating disorders in the fitness industry. But it is not a common knowledge. And I really think it is important that people get to know this. Due to this high expectations, due to pushing our bodies so far and in such an extreme way, the body starts to rebel. I remember I have done it in the past as well. For example, I was scrawny and I really wanted to get big, and I got big. And I gained a lot of weight, and in fat mass and also muscle mass, most in muscle mass. But at the same time, I was eating so much food that I detested eating. And no matter how delicious a meal is, if you bring food in front of me, I would be like, just take that away. I don't want to eat anymore. Like I don't want to eat. So I have done that in the past in the opposite fashion to gain weight, and now I was doing essentially the same mistake for cutting my weight. And I really think it is important because the self-conflict, the self-judgment that came for me, and the internal turmoil that came from this insatiable hungers, and when I wasn't able to control myself, wasn't nice. And I don't want people to feel the same way, and I don't want you to follow someone that you look up to and see their transformation or any other transformations within your family, be inspired and go heavy into it. You will pay the price for it, and you can look into research, you can look into reality shows like The Biggest Loser. the faster you lose weight, the more certainty there is that you will be gaining that weight back and even more. So the main reason being this hunger spikes, fucking up the hunger hormones. So I really don't want anyone to go through this. This is why I'm making this video. So if you have a goal of losing weight, rather than setting a goal of like losing 10 pounds in 3 months, something like that, don't do that. Rather, I would suggest you could do something else. You can strongly connect to this desire of becoming a better version of yourself, and then follow this desire. Let desire be the driver for you, not guilt, shame, and self-criticism. This is what I was doing. So when you are connecting to this desire, this longing to be a better version of yourself, to be in better health, to be in better shape, and to be in better whatever form that you can be in, connect with that desire and follow that desire. It might mean that you are having this internal transformation, this internal shift of becoming a more responsible person when it comes to your food choices, and you're becoming more responsible. Rather than having a takeout order that comforts you emotionally, you are cooking up some food from the ingredients that is left over in your fridge. So slowly but surely you're making this internal transformation first, and that is where the main change happens. You might look at a lot of people who have had crazy physical transformations, but they bounce back to where they started from because they didn't have this self-reflection first. They didn't have this internal shift first. So I want you to go through this first, and when you connect with this desire, even if you don't reach your goals, even if you reach them halfway, or even if you get derailed from your goals, you can reconnect with this strong desire you have and bounce back again. And it is so much easier to get back on track when you are not feeling guilty, when you're not feeling stressed, when you're not criticizing yourself. You're getting back with this positive reinforcement, with this idea of what you could be, with this vision that you have of yourself, with this desire and this longing to be at a better place. So that would be a psychological shift that can really, really help you reach your goals, reach your fitness and health goals, and stay there. Not keep yo-yoing back and forth. And that is so much better for your mental health. And one of the things that fitness people, like hardcore fitness athletes, struggle with is mental health and eating disorders. And those are the things that are not talked about enough on social media. They're not talked about enough on YouTube. They're not talked about enough on blogs and any other formats. And I have never had any issues with eating, body image. So even then, I had a very hard time. I had an internal turmoil when I was going through this. And I really feel that it is very important that we talk about this and we set realistic expectations. Realistic expectations would be losing, I don't know, maybe 5 pounds in a year for me. That would have been realistic, 5 to 7 pounds. Gaining 5 to 7 pounds of muscle mass in a year, very slowly in a sustainable way that doesn't burn myself out. I might not even have to go to the gym and work out for hours. I could do half an hour. So these small actions, integrating, like having this small internal shifts, and when those small internal shifts start to happen, we facilitate those small shifts with taking small actions like going to the gym, working out for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or working out at home for 10 minutes every day. We take those small shifts, and those small shifts kind of shows to ourselves that change is happening, and we start to grow in self-confidence. We start to grow in our self-discipline, and this is how we can maintain our level of well-being and keep increasing it gradually throughout our whole lives. And this was the main message. This is why I wanted to make this video, and this is one of the things that I feel is very important but not talked about as much. So I hope you found this video very helpful. And if you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, or if you want to share your experience, you can do that on the comment section below. And if you like this video, you can smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. I not only talk about fitness, I talk about personal finance. I am a student of behavioral neuroscience, so I talk about a lot of behavioral aspects as humans. And I try to answer the bigger questions in life that we read books to get our answers from, we watch YouTube videos. I essentially have nothing new to say, but at the same time, I have read so much and I feel like I can see both sides of the spectrum, or 100 sides of the spectrum. That might be an exaggeration, but you get the point. I have developed this capacity to see a perspective from different sides of the spectrum and bring you a unified, a more refined perspective that you can take into your life and integrate that own understanding. And what you do with that understanding is completely up to yourself. The best advice and the best things that you can do for your life, only you can figure that out. The only way that I can bring value to people who are watching my videos and who will be watching videos in the future is to bring them different perspectives and see how they can relate those different perspectives into their life. So I hope you have a great weekend, have a great day, take care of yourselves. Until next time, goodbye.